we are taking you deep into this forest. They say this is his territory. Legend has it that the Hollywood Cloud still lives here and he kills anyone who dares to enter. Today, I'm going to tell you the true story.
World Zenith Production Studio presents, in the dead of night, when the world falls asleep, certain terrifying truths awaken. Truths we refuse to believe in the daylight. The story we are telling you today is not a fabricated tale. It is a chilling reality that still breathes in the deep silence of that fog-covered forest. People say that the clown is still hunting in those very woods today. He isn't dead. He still hides among those ancient, withered trees, waiting for unsuspecting travelers. Today, we are sharing one such spine-chilling incident with you. This event is not from the distant past. Two people, a young man and a woman, seeking peace and adventure away from the city's chaos, ventured into that cursed forest. They had heard the urban legends about the killer clown, but who believes in ghosts and evil clowns in this modern age? They dismissed it as complete nonsense, a spooky story probably made up by locals to scare away tourists. They thought they would spend a fantastic weekend, shoot some great videos, and head back home. But they had absolutely no idea that they were embarking on the final journey of their lives. When their car rolled onto that rough, desolate forest trail, the weather abruptly changed. Dark clouds swallowed the sky, and a strange, suffocating white fog draped the entire forest in its shroud. The deeper they went, the heavier the silence became. There was no sound of chirping birds, no rustling of animals. The only thing echoing was the terrifying crunch of dry leaves beneath their own footsteps. Evening had fallen, and the darkness was spreading fast. They found an open clearing and pitched their tent. They lit a campfire and sat beside it, talking and laughing. They had a camera with them, recording a vlog of their trip. Everything seemed perfectly normal. They were smiling, the camera was mounted on a tripod, and the recording was on. Suddenly, the woman felt a strange movement behind the trees in the dark. Fearful, she mentioned it to her friend, but he just laughed it off, saying it was probably a wild dog or a fox. But it wasn't an animal. A few minutes later, as they both sat facing the fire, looking into the lens and talking about their trip, a shadow pierced through the thick fog behind them. It was a clown so horrifying that just looking at him would make your soul tremble. His face was painted a decaying white, smeared with a wide, ghastly smile drawn in deep, blood-red paint. His clothes were ancient, filthy, and torn to shreds. That clown, without making a single sound, without crushing a single dry leaf, walked up and stood directly behind them. The two of them had absolutely no clue that death itself was standing right over their shoulders, smiling. And then, that clown did something far more terrifying than murder. Before killing them, he began to dance right behind their backs. His movements were not human. He jerked his neck in bizarre, violent snaps. His limbs flailed erratically like a broken, discarded puppet. It was a horrifying, silent dance that looked like it had crawled straight out of the darkest corner of hell. And all of this, every single second of it, was being recorded on the camera sitting right in front of them. The dance we are showing you right now is that exact footage. These are not special effects, and this is not a video we created. This is the authentic recording recovered from that very camera. You can see it for yourself, how that clown performs his dance of death behind them, while the two of them sit smiling by the fire, completely unaware of their final breaths. That terrifying dance continued for nearly 2 minutes. And then, suddenly, the clown froze like a statue. His bizarre movements stopped. From inside his loose, filthy clothes, he pulled out a long, rusted, blood-stained knife. In the blink of an eye, he plunged that knife into the back of the young man's neck. Before the woman could even process what was happening or let out a scream for help, the clown grabbed her hair with his other hand with terrifying force and dragged her away into the pitch-black darkness of the forest floor. The camera only recorded their heart-wrenching final screams, which were buried forever in the horrifying silence of that forest within seconds. And then, the video held nothing but the crackling sound of the fire and the echoing, demonic laughter of that clown. Weeks later, when the police finally arrived, all they found at that campsite was the camera, a few torn, blood-soaked pieces of clothing, and cold ashes. Their bodies were never found. The old locals living near the woods say that after the clown kills his prey, he drags them down and forest and you see a strange shadow lingering in the fog, or hear the silent, dancing